Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm an addict, and my sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And I am currently utilizing maintenance medication. I am on 2 milligrams of Suboxone, and I'm sharing my journey tapering with you guys and um, all that kind of good stuff. So we do a lot here on my channel. We talk about my taper. We talk about the struggles that I go through as a recovering addict. We talk about um, so much stuff, you guys. We have guest speakers that come on and join us. We talk about everything. Hey guys. Hey Julia. Hey Sky. Let me go ahead and notify everyone that we're live. Okay. Um, all right. Share. Let's go over here and do this over on. I know a lot of people wanted me to start messaging them when I was going live, and I can't message everybody that I'm going to try to. Okay, guys? Hold on. Y'all come on in. What I want you to do while you're in here is drop your sobriety date so that way the still sick and suffering addicts out there can see that recovery is possible and that they are not alone. And then we will get started. So we're going to be talking about something that, to me, it's self-explanatory, but to some people, they like to argue about it. Today, we're going to be talking about whether or not addiction is a disease or a choice. Now, it's already been proven that addiction is a disease, but we're just going to talk about some things, and I'm going to kind of break it down for you guys, and hopefully it'll help anyone who maybe doesn't understand about the disease of addiction. Okay? All right. So, oh gosh. I don't want to overwhelm everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're live. Hey, Sandra. Okay. So, I was actually watching a video today on YouTube, and you guys know that I am a glutton for watching people's stories, especially stories that are like really, really heartbreaking and sad. I watch them and I just get I start crying and I get emotional, and it just I really it's hard for me to see people when they're struggling in their addiction. And so I was watching this guy on Soft White Underbelly, and he's a heroin addict, and his name was Kevin. And he had a huge abscess on his arm, you guys, to the point where it was like probably about that big of a hole, and it was open, you know. And I saw people commenting and saying things in the comment section, and then I saw a couple people just kind of nonchalantly, commenting about how, oh well, he's choosing that life. He needs to choose, to get sober. And so I kind of wanted to talk about how easily we just say things like that person is just choosing that life. They must want to be on drugs. They must, enjoy hurting themselves and getting an abscess bigger than my foot on their arm, which when you think about it, it doesn't even make sense. Like, no, nobody enjoys that. So as I was going through and watching that video, then I started looking for other videos about addiction being a disease and a choice. Okay. And so I found this comment, and I want to read this comment to you guys because it was it explained it perfectly on how to explain the disease in the choice situation. Okay. The question is addiction an illness or a choice? That's missing the point. The question is not fully accurate. Just because at some level you have a choice to engage in addictive behavior does not mean that the addiction is not an illness. Both an addicted drinker and a non-addicted drinker have some choice on whether to drink. The difference is that the non-addict does not have this extremely powerful, baffling compulsion to drink despite the serious or life-threatening consequences. So right there, yes, I do realize that there are people out there that are addicts or alcoholics, or there's people out there that are problem drinkers, or maybe they dabble in drug addiction, they dabble with using substances, and they can walk away from it. But they're not an addict or an alcoholic, because the difference between someone who abuses drugs and alcohol and someone who is addicted is the compulsion. Okay, so let me keep on reading. This explained it perfectly. Okay, the compulsion to drink or use despite serious or life-threatening consequences. The non-addicted drinker is not exercising some giant willpower not to drink. The addicted drinker is. So someone who doesn't have the disease of addiction doesn't have to try hard to not drink, doesn't have to exercise this willpower to stay away from drugs, right? But the person who does have the disease of addiction is, because it's, like I said, it's the loss of control. The illness is not in the choice, it is in the compulsion. I say this with confidence because I became alcoholic late in life at age 37. So this is the guy's comment. Before I crossed the line into addiction, I was baffled. I was baffled. Baffled. Okay. I was baffled and irritated and impatient as anyone else with other addicts in my surroundings. Why don't they do like me and control their drinking? I would ask. But once I crossed the line into this baffling condition, I realized that whereas before I had no compulsion to drink, now I had the compulsion to drink. Okay? So some people start out as problem drinkers, or people who snorted a line of cocaine on the weekend, or, used methamphetamine just so they could clean their house, okay? And they could stop whenever they wanted to. They did not have the compulsion. They did not lose the power of choice, all right? And what happens is you have people who are not addicts. They're not alcoholics. And they come and they mix in with us over here, us real addicts and alcoholics, right? And then they say, well, I chose to do this. I chose to do that. Yada, 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 right? When you truly have the disease of addiction, it's the compulsion, you guys. You lose the power of choice, all right? The alcohol and the drugs make the decisions. So let me keep on reading. Let's take the analogy of a homosexual man. This whole comment was amazing. Both a straight man and a homosexual man arguably have a choice on whether he engages in the specific behavior of sleeping with men. Both the gay men, and the straight man, in theory, have the choice to refrain from actually sleeping with men. The difference is that only the gay man has a powerful, almost existential need to connect sexually and otherwise with men, whereas the straight man has no such urge. I know this analogy may piss people off. The urge is where the analogy ends, since there is nothing wrong or inherently life-threatening in being gay. Let's take the mental disorder of obsessive hoarding or hand washing. Y'all listen. Can we agree that compulsive hand washing 120 times a day is a disorder? Both the hand washing addict and the non-hand washing addict, in theory, have the choice to refrain from the behavior of obsessive hand washing. Again, the difference is not the choice, it is the compulsion. The non-hand washing addict is not stronger or more self-controlled than the hand washing addict. He simply lacks the compulsion to do it. The compulsion, that is what the addiction is. The obsession to use, the mental compulsion. Okay? So I was like, oh my God, that just makes complete sense. I need to read that to everybody. Wash them hands, Bobby. And so many times I will see people who are ignorant and they don't understand addiction, or they were one of the lucky ones who didn't have the disease of addiction. They did not have the compulsion to obsessively use drugs or alcohol. They could put it down whenever they wanted. They walked away from it with ease, like it was, I'm not getting high anymore. Hello. Okay, that is not, when you have the disease of addiction, that is not how it works. Okay, it is a compulsion to use. And add dependency of opiates and benzodiazepines on top of that. Add drugs that make you physically ill without them, and that only makes it worse and 10 times harder. Okay? And so I respect people's opinions, but I have to tell you that if your opinion that the disease of addiction is a choice, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's just been proven, first of all, that addiction is a disease, okay, a mental disorder, a mental illness, a compulsion of the mind, obsession of the mind. All right. But I want you to try and start looking at things like that from a different point of view, a different perspective. Now, if you're someone who didn't have the compulsion, then count yourself lucky, okay? Be happy that you weren't like that, because that's why it's so hard for a lot of people to get sober. That's why so many people struggle for so long. So, and we all start out, you guys, we all start out with that first bag, that first drink, that first shot, that first pill, right? For a person who has the mental disease, the addiction of the addiction in them already, right? The genetic predisposition to addiction. When they take drugs or alcohol into their body, right? It sets off a allergy. The body reacts to those substances differently than it would in a person who does not have the disease. Okay? So the person who has addiction, they take the substances into their body and it lights them up like this, you guys. It's like throwing gas on a flame. It's like, and unless you have it, you will never understand. But if you don't have the disease of addiction and you've never used drugs or alcohol, I hope that you would be able to come here and listen and learn. That's the whole point of my channel, is to help people understand. Now, well, Nicole, you're not getting high anymore. Didn't you just choose to get sober? Let me tell you, okay? For every addict and alcoholic, there's a time, there's something that happens. It's divine intervention. It's a miracle. It's the planets lining up in a straight row one time out of 300 years. Okay? That's what it's like when an addict gets sober. It's like something just happens. Something clicks. Something changes. They have the moment of clarity where they say, I don't want to live my life like this anymore. Or it could happen like it happened to me, and something terrible happens. I got my son taken from me, and that gave me just enough time to pull my head out of the drug-induced haze that I was in and to see reality just for a few minutes, so I could say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to lose my son, you know? I think in order to help people that have the disease of addiction, you have to understand it. Okay, so when we see people that are actively using drugs and alcohol and they're walking around and they're killing themselves, and you say, well, they just need to choose to get sober, then you don't have any idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. That's why I consistently share my story. I consistently upload videos about addiction and recovery. You know why? Because I'm hoping that by hearing the message over and over and over and over again, that it might click and something might change in that person where they actually say, hey, I need to get help. I need to reach out. Sky says the quarantine was the planets lining up for me. It was the right time. So I've heard that a lot of people are getting sober now that they're on lockdown and they don't have to go to work. You know, and you can do this, girl. Keep moving forward. You're doing so good. Um, Once you get drugs and alcohol out of your body, okay, then you can start working towards changing that behavior of calling the dope man and going and hanging out with friends that were getting high. What you're going to do is you're going to interrupt, okay? You're going to step in and cut off those behaviors. All right. So let's say you've been sober for 5 days, okay? Usually, what would you do? Okay, you would go and you would be home trying to white knuckle it, saying, I'm never going to use again. Instead of sitting there and white knuckling it and saying, I'm never going to use again, start taking action. First line of business, okay? Change your phone number. Change your damn phone number and block anybody's number who has anything to do with drugs. I'm not lying to you. You better do it. All right. If you live somewhere where people used to stop by and say, hey, girl, I got some dope, just coming by to share some with you. Go over to your desk, get a piece of paper out, and get a black Sharpie marker and write on that piece of paper, I'm sober, get the fuck away from my door, and tape that to your door. If you got junkies that like to come around you that were consistent, like mine were, who will knock on the door even though you said that you don't want no company, call 911. Call the police. This is your sobriety, okay? Next, if you have people that live with you who are getting high, you need to get out of there. You need to leave that situation. What do you think you're going to do living with somebody who's getting high? That's like, what do they say? Sitting in the barbershop saying you're not going to get a haircut. I have to work from home until April 17th, so that really helps me out. Yes, Sky, that's awesome. That was God doing for you what you couldn't do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? These are all things I couldn't imagine being strung out and stay in place orders. Thank God I don't need drugs now. Amen to that, Bobby. Um, I love you guys, and I come on here and I'm telling you these things because I want you guys to understand that you can get sober and stay sober, okay? You can change your life. And I also want to talk about, so a lot of us are on maintenance medications, okay? Suboxone or methadone. When you're taking a maintenance medication as prescribed, you are absolutely living your life right and you are doing the right thing. You're doing therapy, you're going to meetings. Your recovery is recovery. Your recovery is valid, okay? Now, if you're over there selling your Suboxone strips and snorting lines of heroin and trading this and that and the third and still living in your addiction, then that's different, you know? But a lot of people, they don't understand that some of us might utilize maintenance for the rest of our lives. And that could be our recovery. That could be our sober. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the beauty of recovery, is that every person's recovery is unique to them. And we don't all have to fit in the same little box. You know, we're all so different. It's mental from now on. Boredom, lack of motivation. I need to pick up healthy habits. That's right. Give yourself some time to love yourself again and find what you love again. Yes. So, Sky, have you talked to your doctor and told him that you're an addict so he'll stop prescribing you? That's all you got to do is go up there or call up there and say, "Hey, doc, I'm getting sober. I'm an addict and I can't have narcotics anymore. I just wanted to let you know." And if you tell them that, they won't give you narcotics anymore. You got to let them know though, so they can write it down in your chart. I remember the day that I went to tell my doctor that I couldn't get Xanax. I think it was hydrocodone or Soma that I was getting. But I came out, I think I was out of my third treatment center, and I met with my doctor and I was like, "I'm an addict." And he was like, "I know." You know what I mean? But that's why he cut me off of the Xanax, because he said that people were calling up there and telling him that I was selling it. I said I wasn't selling it. I was taking all of it. I, t- I know it. I know I did too. It's possible. Yeah. And so, you know what? Then that way they have it all on your files. And here's another thing, you guys. Like, my doctors nowadays are not, they won't give me shit. They won't get, I have not ever had a doctor that's like, "Oh, here, do you want some pain pills?" They're like, that's the last thing they want to do nowadays is give us anything, you know? So, okay. So what did you guys think about the compulsion? That's what addiction is. It's the compulsion to use. It's that obsession of the mind. And so whenever you're trying to get sober, and let's say, like I was telling you guys about being sober 5 days, and you're sitting at the house and your mind starts wandering and you start thinking about, getting high. You start having those triggers, okay? That's why, like, coming and like calling somebody or texting one of your friends that that's sober, and being like, "I was just thinking about getting fucked up, but I didn't do it." You know what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be somebody that can relate to you, especially, if it's another recovering addict like all of us. We all know what it was like. We all know how it was when we thought about wanting to get high all the time. And so nobody's ever, at least I haven't ever had the experience where anybody like shamed me for admitting that I was having triggers. Um, I'm telling you guys, after watching that video today, yes, Guy, babe, here's the thing. That's where you're getting that's the supply source. And so I'm telling you right now, and I love you, okay? Keeping that from them, what that is that's you reserving the chance to get those again. That reservation, all right? So just beware, be very, very careful, because it's almost like you're putting it on. It's in the back. It's on in the back stock, so you can go get it whenever you need to get it. You know what I mean? You got to kind of cut yourself away from all that. And here's another thing. If you're in pain management and you have chronic pains, why don't you look into getting on something that will help you manage your pain, but also help you with the addiction, like Suboxone or methadone? Just because you're an addict and you have pain doesn't mean that you can't have something that's going to help you. That's why Suboxone is such an amazing medication, because it really can help you to stabilize and not abuse it. It balances out in your system. Bobby, it's okay. You stay with us. It is. Merk, it is. I absolutely suffer from an eating disorder and anxiety and severe depression and OCD. So I know it's all about the compulsion. Right. And so all of those things that you just named are all addictions. And here's the thing, Sky. Hey, Rob, what's up? Nicole, have you heard of the rat park studies? I sure have. I have. Where they put all the rats, they put some of the rats in a little place where they have like other rats, and they have things to do, and they put these other rats in a place where it was giving them water with cocaine. And so the rats didn't have anything to do. They were just going to that water bottle, just drinking that cocaine water until they killed themselves, okay? They put cocaine water in the other cage, but they put the rats in there with something to run on, with other rats to socialize with, and those rats didn't keep going back to that cocaine water because they had other rats to socialize with, they had things to do, they had connection with each other. And so you have to build healthy other habits to do, things to replace where you were using the drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? I know, those poor rats. I've now long been documented with opiates and benzos, but doctors don't seem to care. Hey, Bubba, what's up?
I have to show them something.
Okay, what? You know what, you guys? I used to smoke cigarettes every single day.
Yeah.
And I quit.
Yeah, because I saw Mom do 156,000 bazillion times.
And that's why I quit smoking, huh?
When you're done, this is how you use a Rubik's Cube, guys. Just do everything you want to do.
Have you figured it out yet?
Look.
It's hard, huh?
Look how hard it is. No one can do this.
I know. I know.
I'm hungry.
You want another piece of pizza?
Nope.
Okay, well, let me finish my live, okay?
What else? No.
Go get your chicken nugget daddy and tell him to get you something to eat.
I do want pizza.
Okay, I'll get you a piece of pizza. Hold on, guys. I got to grab Nate a piece of pizza.
Pizza and chocolate milk.
Okay. Don't touch it.
It's not her video. It's mine.
Huh?
It's not your video. It's mine. Video.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Video about guys stay here. Don't listen to Mom right now.
Why not? You little toot. Come get your pizza, boy.
This is the video. It's sponsored by Godzilla's friend.
Oh, okay. It's sponsored, huh?
Yeah.
I wish. I wish I was sponsored, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Eat your pizza. There you go. Hey guys, I'm back. Love you. You're okay. You're okay. Okay. We got some really good pizza from this place called Pizza Cafe down the street from our house, you guys. Hey, Misty, how are you doing, girl? How are you feeling? I switched over to vaping a few years ago, but I'm just as addicted to vaping. It's the compulsion, Rob. It's the brain compulsion. Yeah.
Mom, when you're done doing your video, can you bring my glass up?
Yes, I will. So let me tell you guys, I quit smoking cigarettes. I broke that compulsion to smoke. Let me tell you how I did it, okay? And welcome everybody. Hey, Ashley. Hey, everybody that's in here. I'm seeing all y'all's names popping up. So I used to smoke. I smoked since I was 17 years old. I was a menthol smoker. I smoked Cools and Newports and any menthol cigarette I could smoke. I smoked it. And I ended up one day, my son was picking up a cigarette butt and acting like he was smoking it outside. And I caught him. And it made me so upset, you guys. It helped me to stop. But I also got on Wellbutrin, and that kicked it right out. Once I got on Wellbutrin, you guys, it was like I didn't even have a taste for cigarettes anymore. Isn't that amazing? But I needed the Wellbutrin anyways for my depression and stuff. It just helps me to just live my life, you know? So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a link and I'm going to put it in the chat. Do any of you guys... Yeah, they are, man. They're a lot worse. If any of you guys want to come up here and share, you can come up in here and share. So hold on. Come on. There we go. Okay. I'm going to get this link and then we'll see if you guys want to come up here. Hey, Beyond Beauty. What's up, girl? You guys, I did an interview today on Beyond Beauty's channel. Y'all need to check it out. We had a good time. She asked me some good questions, too. Yeah, I had generic Wellbutrin and it made me hella antsy and anxious. Yeah, I've heard that it's done that to some people. I'm already real hype anyway, so it doesn't really bother me at all. As you can see, as you can tell, I'm just a hot mess express. Okay, here we go. Bam, bam. I put it the link. I just dropped the link in the chat. If you want to come up and share a little bit, you can. If you want to talk about your experience trying to get sober or already getting sober, you want to share how your day is going since we're all on social isolation or whatever we want to call it. You can do that too. Oh, Nicole, Fellowship House called me today. Matt doctor is going to do my appointment over the phone. Then just go drugstore. Yep, Bobby, I knew it. Yep, they're taking everything to telemedicine. Good deal. Good deal. I'm glad you told me too. What state are you in? We're on quarantine. Top of the night to everyone. Hey, Bob, what's up? I just saw you come in. Glad you're here, hun. Oh, I did too. You know, how did I get started smoking? I actually was dating a guy. He didn't smoke, but all of his friends smoked. Alabama. Okay, thank you for letting me know that because, you know, if people ask, I want to let them know. I smoked because I was smoking pot, and when I would smoke a menthol cigarette after smoking marijuana, I felt like it made my high even more. Honestly, cigarettes just, I don't know what it was. To me, back then when I was younger, they just seemed so appealing. Now that I'm older, I'm like, bleh, you know? What did you guys think about our interview we had with Danny last night? Wasn't that such a good interview? He had me rolling, y'all. Rolling. I've never had anybody come on my channel and share that they broke their ding-a-ling. That blew my mind. I was like, what? Okay, so I guess I'm just going to sit here and chit chat with you guys. Okay, so let me think of what I want to talk about. So I wanted to come on and share that with you about the choice argument. If you guys are like wanting to kind of get a little bit more education on the choice argument. Oh, hey, Mama, what's up, girl?
You guys see me? Oh, there am I. Oh, geez. I'm just taking care of my little guy today.
There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, girl, tell me what's going on. How are y'all doing?
We're doing okay. I'm tired of being stuck in the house. But I get out once in a while, you know, go to the store and all that kind of stuff. So, and then I have a great support, like my mother-in-law comes and gets Kenny every so often. So I get a couple hours to myself. So
good deal.
that helps a lot.
That's always
Like,
nice to have family to support you because it's hard whenever you're. I mean, I know you know because we got kids that are about the same age, and it's
yeah,
like once they've been in the house for like a week, they are not liking it.
right. I know.
How, tell me how Kenny's handling being inside the house with his autism and everything.
He's doing okay. Like he likes to go out, but it's a struggle, like getting him dressed because he's like in that mode where he doesn't like to wear clothes.
Uh-huh.
And so he like the minute he gets home, he strips down to his diaper and then just runs around the house like that. And since he's home, like I let him do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's what I do. I let him like run around the house like that. And like I deal with like him running, like he'll go in the bathroom and jump in the bathtub, like does that like 2 or 3 times a day. He's a nut.
Tell me this.
So
Do you have anything encouraging to tell anybody out there that's struggling?
um if you're struggling, just stay in there, and we're here to help you. And I'm always on the chat lines, things like that. And I try to be here for people, and like if I can't help you, like I'll direct them towards either you, Nicole, or somebody like Cindy or Nicole, or Rosie. Rosie's a big help. With Emily coming on, and like we all get together and just chit chat. And like if they're talking like recovery, like I stay out of it. I'm in the background, but like I don't know much about it, so I just I stay out of it. So let them chit chat, and then like after they're done chit chatting, I'll jump in and be like, hey, like, they know I'm here, but like I just let them chit chat.
You're doing
And
it,
they
and
know
listen, you are a great support system. Just so everybody knows, Melissa is not an addict like we are, but she's like very supportive of Real Talk Recovery, and so she's just jumped right into the middle of everything and been joined Patreon, and we're all over in a chat with each other, and she just got right in. And you know what? I love that you're open-minded and that you support people no matter what, because I've met so many people that didn't have addictions or anything like that, and they are very judgmental, and so it's really nice to have you around because you understand and you don't judge us, and so we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
We love you, girl. And just so you
Yeah.
know, I only got 2 things in the mail today, so I'll check my mail tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, you should be able to get it tomorrow then.
Okay. All right.
All
I
right.
love you.
Let
Give
you
me a
go.
kiss from me.
All
right, bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, y'all. Who wants to come back up? Who wants to come on and say hi? Anybody? Who's next? Who's next? We're just chilling out tonight, y'all, having a good time. Let me see what else we got going on here. Oh, wow. Some of the wisest people I know are former addicts. I heard that. You know what? And this is what I've learned about people that have addiction. I told you, Melissa, I told you it was going to be easy. See, a lot of people get scared and they get nervous, but it's just me. I told you, Melissa, I told you. Oh, shit, that's me. It's just me that you're talking to, just like if we were on the phone. You know what I mean? What I've learned over the last couple of years being here on YouTube and working with people that have addictions and stuff, people who are addicts have some of the most softest, kind hearts. And we're just we feel our feelings, and we're sensitive. That's what I was going to say, sensitive. And so a lot of us have so much in common and we don't even realize it. A lot of the times, like, for instance, I've met other people that were also in recovery, and we had so much in common that it was almost like we were too much alike. You know what I mean? So we bumped heads. Thanks, Misty. And so we all can help each other just by supporting each other and connecting with each other here on the chat, you guys. Everyone right now, especially because we're all in the house, we need to lean on each other for support. We don't have to go through this time by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need to come up here too, Nikki. Debbie, you can come up here too. Debbie, you need to text me so you could come on the channel on a day to tell your story, okay? And you want to come up here, Ashley? Get your butt up here, Ashley. We all got to stick together. You know what I'm saying? It's too easy to divide and start, just have. Here's the thing. This is why I try to just be open-minded and accepting of everyone's situation and circumstances, because I'm not living your life. I don't know what it's like where you're at. I don't know what you're having to go through. And for the longest time, I would look at people that were different than me and I would judge them, not because I wanted to be ugly or mean, but because I didn't understand their situation. Okay, Nicole, that's fine. Okay, April 13th. I gotcha. Jexie's doing trivia tonight. Okay, cool. Okay, hold on. I went on a little bit later because I wanted everybody to be able to make it. Hold on, let me get. I'll come on March 31st on my 9 months, Nicole. That would be so awesome, Misty. I would love for you to do that. Yes. In fact, I'm serious, you guys. Your story can help somebody else, And anytime, listen, if for some reason you come on my channel and you're like, a year from now, you say, never mind, I don't want that on there anymore, all you have to do is text me and I'll take it down. Okay? I'm never going to keep something up that you don't feel comfortable with. Okay? And Misty, I'm so proud of you, girl. I'm just cannot even here's the thing. I've been doing my channel for about 2 years. Okay? You guys saw last night firsthand. Danny was a guy that I met from my channel, and he was in active addiction when I met him. And I reached out to him to help him, and now he's sober and living his life right. Misty was the same way. Me and Misty met through Dr. B, and she started coming over and hanging out with us, and she's been sober now for 9 months. Now, I'm not saying I got her sober because she's done the work. But what I'm saying is she's got support. She's got people that are rallying around her. Misty knows because I had to find her on damn Messenger. Hey, Megan, because I hadn't heard from her for so long, and I've been worried sick. One of the first people to talk about you not being around, Misty, was Cindy Briggs. She called me and said, where has Misty been? I'm worried sick about Misty. Okay? Megan, where have you been, girl? I went on live. I'm going on at 7:20, 7:30 from now on, because what I'm starting to notice is that people aren't able to make that 7 o'clock live stream. Maybe, I guess, because it's 5 p.m. where a lot of you guys are at. So I'm going on a little bit later so that way I can get you guys all here. Megan, what's going on with you, girl? How are you guys holding up being in your house? I'm going to keep it real with you guys, okay? It's true. I'm getting a little bit, I hate it. Oh, you work in a nursing home. Okay. I nearly killed myself a couple dozen times. I was worried about Misty too. She's one of the first to welcome me here. Yes, Nicole. Yes. How did you see the music video I sent you? Kate's house. I didn't see it, Roku, Cassie. Sorry about that. I didn't see it. I've been watching the playbacks though. Good. I'm over it. Here's the thing, you guys, it just starts to get overwhelming, you know what I mean? I'm trying to stay positive, right? How long did it take till the cravings went away? The cravings to use drugs and alcohol? A little, me too, Rob. Me too. Hey, Captain, what are you doing, girl? So many people don't understand that with addiction, you lose the freedom of choice. Absolutely. So the cravings, Bobby, let me tell you something, okay? When I got out of treatment after being in there for 30 days, I'm going to tell y'all something. The first year I was sober, I would have the most realistic, crazy using dreams to the point where I would wake up and I would feel like I had gotten high. I love being home with my kids. We go outside a lot. I've been enjoying no karate, school functions. Oh man, Crystal, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Quitting smoking is, and the cravings to quit smoking, you guys, seriously, I did have cravings, but let's talk about all of it. I would have the thought that would come into my mind that would say, you need to smoke a cigarette or you need to get some dope, right? And instead of focusing on that thought, okay, I would change my thought and I would instead of entertaining that, like we were talking about the other night, remember when we went through the disease process, the trigger, the thought, obsession, use, crave, spree, then it starts all over again. When that trigger comes into your mind, right then, you can change that thought. You don't have to stay focused on that. When we stay focused on that thought, that's where we start obsessing over it and thinking how we're going to get it. Oh, I need to get a cigarette. Where's some butts? Let me go out to the butt can. Let me go to the store and buy me a pack of cigarettes, right? I didn't mean to worry about it. I was just in a hospital without my phone. I know, Misty. I'm still worried about you. I want you to I really wish you would call me. Okay? I keep dreaming I find a stash of pills in my house. Sky, I can totally relate. Let me tell y'all about a dream I had the other night. It was horrible. I woke up and I was sweating my balls off. The other night, I was laying in the bed. Neil was behind me. Nate was on the other side. And I was dreaming about getting high on methamphetamine. I don't know why, but I was dreaming about it. Oh, Ashley. Oh, let me see. Hold on, Ash. If Ashley, if you're in here, don't worry. Ash accidentally hid you. It's not going to be permanent. I'll fix it real fast. Hold on, I gotta find it. I didn't even see it happen. Wow. That happens sometimes. Okay, there you are. Boom chakalaka laka. Oh no, she should be. She's not blocked, so she should be okay. She should come back, or at least it shows she's not blocked. Who knows? You know how it goes. You know how it goes on these YouTube streets. Okay. Oh, it's fixed. Okay, thanks, Captain. Okay. Oh yeah, I was telling y'all about the dream. So I wake up because I'm literally dreaming about injecting. Okay. Even after being sober from meth for almost 5 years. You guys, I don't know if it's because I watched something. I quit meth, but the good doctor gave me. How did you get that, Laura? I can't even get a damn Adderall. I only go to the doctor once per month, and I went to the pharmacy, and they were able to give me a few days worth. They were saying that Suboxone is not coming in every day on their truck. Huh. Well, it should be okay. Don't be worried. It's probably because they're not getting trucks as frequently as they were, because maybe they're coming from somewhere else. But everything should be okay. I will call you, Nicole. Just give me time and day, girl. Anytime. Call me anytime. I'm open. I want to talk to you. Brandy, where have you been, girl? Brandy. I hate having using dreams, you guys. I hate it. So anyway, I woke up after like dreaming that I was doing the deal, and I woke up and I was like, you know what I mean? Because I had felt like I had done it, and I was sweating, you guys. My heart was racing, and I had to look at my arms to make sure that it wasn't real. What's okay, Brandy? Are you okay? Did you stay away because of a reason, or are you just staying away because you've been busy? Jackie, what's up, girl? Jackie is kind of new to the channel too, you guys. She came in the other day and said she was so happy that she found this. Well, then text me on that phone number. You know the deal. Text me on the phone number, okay? Here you go. Or call me on it. It doesn't matter. You can call me or text me. There you go. It was just like that. Hi at last. You are a big inspiration to me still, Captain Napton. Everyone needs a little Captain. Girl, Ash, that's my ride or die. Captain is literally, she is my wife. Just so y'all know, she is my wife. I saw you over there on the comment section of my community tab, Captain. Somebody commented. I've been getting comments lately, you guys, from men saying that they want to cuddle with me and asking me if I have a boyfriend. Nicole, what is your opinion on Vistaril injections? Do you know anyone with experience? Vistaril? What's Vistaril? You mean Vivitrol or Vistaril? Let me look it up. Vistaril. It can treat anxiety, nausea, vomiting, allergies, skin rash, hives, and itching. Hydroxyzine. Oh, okay. Vivitrol. I thought you were talking about Vivitrol. I've heard that it's really, really great. It's okay, Brandy. No big deal. Don't even trip, girl. Just get back on track, okay? You go ahead and give me a call whenever you get a chance, okay? Don't beat yourself up, though, okay? Nobody's here to judge you, all right? I've totally been there before. I've relapsed so many times it's not even funny, and so I just don't want you to feel like, don't want you to beat yourself up. We'll talk about this real quick, okay? So Brandy had a relapse, you guys, okay? So let's talk about it and be serious for a second. Okay, so a relapse can do one of two things, okay? Or it can do a couple of things, but it can either be, you can either relapse and stay out there and not get sober, or you can relapse and bounce back, come back and get sober and learn from it, okay? So what I would do if I was you and I had a relapse is I would sit down and I would get me a piece of paper and a pen out, and I would look back at the months before you picked up. Okay, let's say you relapsed in December. Let's look back at October, November, okay, and say, okay, what was going on in October and November? Was I having a hard time? Was I stressed out? Did I change my routine? Was I hanging out with people that were getting high? Was I, being inconsistent in my recovery? What was I doing that changed? Okay. And so once you can identify where you broke away from what you were doing, or were you even doing anything to stay sober in the first place? Or were you just hoping by all hopes that you would be able to do it without any support, right? A lot of the times what happens is we don't know, a lot of people don't understand that. Okay. I don't know if a lot of people are taught or they go to meetings or they have any sober support, but I think what it is a lot of us in our minds, we think that we just need to do this on our own, that we should be able to get sober on our own. And what I think it is it's more of a pride and an ego thing and a shame. I think that we feel shame. Okay. I think a lot of people are embarrassed to ask for help. And they're afraid, people, places, and things. So, okay, girl, I'm hearing you. So what can happen a lot of the times is we let those things kind of start weaseling their way back into our lives. I'll give y'all an example, okay? A couple months ago, I had a friend of mine reach out to me, and she is still using. She says she's not, but she is. And she said she reached out to me and wanted me to come over because she thought that there was somebody underneath her bed. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So I went over to her house to look underneath her bed, and there was nobody there, of course. Because And for a little bit there, I was like really missing having her as a friend. And I don't know if it was because I was missing her as a friend or if it was just that I don't have any like friends in real life that I hang out with, you know what I mean? And so I was just kind of like desperate for like someone to hang out with. And I also feel like it was my addiction trying to trick me. Basically, my addiction, like I talked to you guys about the reservation to use. There you go, Travis. I was trying to let you stay for a while, but you just had to keep on talking stupid. So now you're blocked, homeboy. Sit on it and spin. Oh. So, okay, what was I saying? All right. So, I think what happens in our minds when we're addicts, you guys, is that, yes, Margie, you know this story with Tara. This is the girl that I used to get high with every single day, you guys, okay? Every single day. And here's the thing, you guys. Sure, going out and getting high is an option, all right? If you want to die, if you want to lose everything you worked so hard for, if you want to throw away your family, your friends, and your kids. And so, it is always an option. Okay. It's not like it's not off limits. I could go out and get high today. All right. It's always an option, but I don't want to do that today. And so I don't want people in my chat telling people to keep getting high. So if you think that's funny and jokes and you're going to come in and tell people, or you could just keep getting high, you're going to get blocked. So I don't care how many times you come in here and make up a new account, I will block you every single time because there are people in here that are actually needing support, that are actually wanting to change their lives, that are actually here for the right reasons. Okay. So don't come in here pulling jokes and thinking it's funny because it's not. Okay. So, so what was I saying? Okay. Getting sober, staying sober, the support. Okay, my friend. So I was missing having my friend. I was missing having a girlfriend, you guys. I know you women can relate because it's like when you have a I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. So, anyways, I was missing my friend, right? I was missing having a girlfriend, you guys. And so I was playing with the idea, you guys, of actually like going around my friend that was still using. And I kind of feel like it was like my addiction trying to do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like when you have those bad decision things, I still have the ability to make bad choices. Okay. I still have those bad habits they're in the back of my mind because I put that my best foot forward and I'm staying sober and I'm doing the right thing, but I still have the ability to do dumb shit. I still have the ability to pick up and get high, right? But I don't want to do that today. And so what was happening is I was having, these kind of like, I was having these relapses in judgment, okay, in my thinking. And that's what was happening. I was almost considering like hanging out with my friend again because I was missing having a girlfriend, a best friend, you know. And so when they tell you about people, places, and things, it really is so true, you guys, because there's that old saying, they say, you are who you keep around you. You are your friends. If you have solid friends, right, who are doing the right things, staying sober, working jobs, taking care of their families, then you're most likely going to be the same way. But if you're hanging out with a bunch of friends that are getting high, committing crimes, doing bullshit, then that's what you're going to be about, you know? Um, Hey, Amanda, what's up, girl? I'm glad you could make it. Amanda, just so you know, tomorrow we're having a Patreon meeting and we're going to do it. I don't know if you go to work still. Are you on quarantine yet? I was going to do it tomorrow during the day since, where's he at? No. Nate? Paco? Paco? He's in your closet, Neil. Hey, Adam, what's up, bud? Haven't seen you in a while. Where you been, homeboy? Hope you've been doing good. You said she was crazy. I let her use my phone. She tried to cop a deal. I deuced out. Good. Okay, Brandy, call me tomorrow. Okay. Love you, girl. Love you, love you. But at 2:30 and that. Okay, good. We will go live at noon then with just my patrons. So if you're a patron of mine, come and hang out with us tomorrow at noon. I will send you guys the link through Patreon and through the Hangouts. Okay. Cool. That's okay. Are you just get back on track, Adam? Detoxing and relapsing. Well, you can do it. Let's get back on it. So many I used to hang out with are in the graveyard or in jail. I know, Bobby, it's sad. Here's the thing, you guys. We don't have to die. We don't have to use today. We can stay sober and choose life, right? Because we're not getting high anymore. Because our minds, we are in our right minds. What time for East Coast? 1:00. Okay. And Alicia, just so you know, I will link it inside the Patreon. So if you have the Patreon app on your phone, the video will come up and all you have to do is click it. Rob, introduce yourself, Rob. Rob's new to Patreon too, you guys. So he'll be in there with us. Leroy will be in there with us. Merk will be in there with us. And then all the girls, all my girls. And so for my patrons, oh, hey, Ashley, it's $2 a month. That's my lowest tier. And I'll give you the link if you want to join. And just so you know, like if you can't join and you don't have the amount of the funds, just know that you can also join our Facebook group that Missa just linked in the chat. There's the link. There's the link right there. Okay. Okay, yes, Cassie, please do, because what will happen, so here's the thing, Cassie, when you leave a link on my videos, a lot of the times what will happen is they get left in another folder that says like held for review. So sometimes I never see them unless I go on my PC and check my comments, okay? Oh, Margie, what are you talking about? Let me see what you just said. Nicole, remember my boyfriend I told you about? That I had to cut ties because she was still doing her dirt hardcore, and I've been thinking about her daily for months. Well, I see her dad often. Ask him about her. Ask him how she's doing. I would do the same thing. Good, Rob. You're part of the family now. I was actually talking to Dr. B, and I told him that you joined Patreon, and he was like, that's awesome. Adam, thank you, babe. Thank you. Best friend. I figured that out after I read it. Margie, I was like, boyfriend? No, best friend. I would totally ask him how she was doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? Let me see what you guys. Megan, what is your opinion on people that are always saying addiction is a choice and that addicts deserve what they get? Megan, let me tell you what I love when you guys ask questions. This is fun. This is what I like. Interact with me. Give me some questions. Give me some questions. Okay, my opinion on people that say that that addiction is a choice and we deserve it. First and foremost, you guys, it has been proven, okay, that addiction is a disorder. If you don't want to say disease, because when you think of disease, you think of cancer or something like that. Think of a mental illness, okay? Think of someone who has schizophrenia, all right? That's what addiction is. It is a compulsion. It is an obsession of the mind, okay? Thank you. Yes, Cassie, join the Facebook group because it'll definitely show right up in there for sure. I don't want to make him upset by bringing her up if he's not on good terms with her either, you know. Well, I would just kind of say like, hey, how's blah, blah, blah doing? I just missed her. Will you tell her I said hi? And he will probably say, sure. And he might not even go into detail, you know. I think it's a very ignorant opinion, Megan. I was 13 when I first used heroin. Hey, Irish, I'm so glad you're in here. Yeah, I think it's a really ignorant opinion also. And for those of you guys that are just coming in, at the beginning of this video, I read this amazing comment I found about addiction being a disease versus the choice argument. And it was such a good comment that I had to read it on the live stream. And y'all will love it. So if you rewind this to the beginning when I upload it, you'll see. Yeah, Amanda, we've had a Facebook group. Actually, Missa runs it. She's in charge of the Facebook group, you guys, because honestly, I don't have Facebook on my phone, so I'm not on there every day. But Missa is on there every single day. And so if you're in the Facebook group and you need support or you need to talk to me or whatever, you can go in there and do that, and she'll call me and tell me, you know. Tony, welcome to the channel, man. Where did you find me at? Where did you come from? Anyone joining the Patreon, we have an amazing support group and would love to have anyone who needs the support. That's right, Nicole. And anybody that wants to join, come on over and join it. And, you know, Nicole, do you think that alcoholism is hereditary? I do think that it can be passed down from your mom and dad or whoever in your family who has alcoholism. Absolutely, Lynn. Let me share something with you. On my mother's side, okay, my grandfather was an alcoholic. My uncle is an addict. My other uncle is an addict. My aunt is an addict. And my other aunt is an alcoholic. My cousin is an addict. I'm an addict. My sister's an addict. My mom is not. My dad is not. So I absolutely think that it can be handed down to you from genetics. And so, well, here's the thing with that, Bobby. Bobby, I'm going to read your comment, okay? Depression or anxiety is a disease that makes you use. So in some cases, it can be an underlying issue like depression or anxiety. And then we are using drugs and alcohol to change the way we feel and cope with that situation, right? Cope with that feeling. But then there's also people that don't have depression and anxiety, that they just have the disease of addiction. And so when the first time they ever picked up a drink or a drug, it set off that allergy inside of them. And they were like, wow, this is it. I need more of this, you know? Lynn. And also, like, I feel like both my parents are not. But it's like, it almost like went from my grandma and grandpa, skipped over my mom, and then went over to me and my sister. But I have two sisters. I'm the first sister, and then I have two little sisters. Me and my middle sister are addicts, but my baby sister is not. And my baby sister has smoked ganja. She drinks alcohol, and she can just drink it and walk away from it. I feel like that's the way to break the cycle. Education and honesty. Oh yeah, for sure. All this recovery talk drove all the practicing addicts out of my house. Yes, Bob. Yes. Did they hear me? You need to put me on the loudspeaker, Bob. Bob was going through it. What was it, last week, Bob? He was going through it. Ignorant people are usually very uneducated about topics they make comments on, and I think they are scared of things they don't understand. Exactly. I found you through a channel advising young people to stay straight and away from crime and drugs. People were talking about your channel and what you do. That's so awesome. Wow, that's great, man. Thanks, Tony. That makes me so glad to hear that. Man, we just hang out here and we help each other stay sober. And it has been, like I said, we are all going through a little bit of a transition right now because a lot of us are, in the house all day long. So I've been doing live streams every single night, and just chit chatting and talking about addiction. Just so you know, Tony, I've been doing interviews with people. So there's a couple of interviews that were up this week. I did Emily, Laura, and Danny. And those are three recovery. They told their stories about how they got sober. Amazing. So you want to check those out too. Yeah, I know that's right, Bob. I was the same way. When people were talking about recovery and I was getting high, that was the last place I wanted to be. I was running for the hills. Listen to me, Megan. I used to go and I used to fight every person in the comment section. I love you for that, Ash. Thank you, baby. I used to fight every single person that I would hear saying some stupid stuff about people that had addictions, right? And then I realized that I was just spending all my time in this negative headspace fighting all these people who didn't understand addiction, right? And I was like, I got to stop doing this. That's why I decided to make a channel, okay? So I can share about the disease of addiction and help people, all right? Oh, you're from Ireland? I have a friend on my channel. His name is Tony. He's a Tony too, and he's from Ireland too. Tony Kennedy. He's always on my live streams. He's not here tonight but he's always here. So he's from Ireland too. Irish Dragon, you should join our Discord. Let me get the link and I'll put it in here because there's a lot of the guys of the channel. They all hang out over in the Discord usually. I mean, we got women in there too, but for the most part, it's a bunch of dudes. Let me see. Okay. There's the link to our Discord, guys. Okay. So now, hold on a second. Amanda, Nicole, can you talk about how to avoid triggering people's cravings? My brother is a recovering alcoholic, but I don't ever drink around him because I don't want to make things more difficult for him. How to avoid triggering people. Okay. I'm doing good in my surroundings. Lynn, I'm proud of you for staying away from the alcohol. I know it's hard because see, Lynn, you're fighting two addictions basically. You know what? And this is how I feel about it. I feel like I hope that you're okay, Lynn, because it really makes me worry. I hope that you're trying to just get some nutrients in you, even if it's just drinking a milkshake, and taking some vitamins for the day. I hope that you're going to be all right because that makes me worry. I watch a lot of women who are having eating disorders on YouTube. And that's probably one of the scariest things for me to see is people that are very, 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 very frail and thin. And so I worry a lot about that. So triggering people's cravings. So Rob, one of the things that used to drive me insane, hey Hitman, was everybody, when I first got sober, everybody was so nervous around me. They were nervous to, drink. They were nervous to talk about anything. But I'm going to tell you this. If your brother's an alcoholic, I would definitely not have alcohol around him, especially if he's just getting sober in his first year of sobriety. Another thing is, one of the things that I would always do when I was drinking is don't reminisce about times that you guys had together when he was drunk. Try to work on making new, healthy, sober memories with your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all are going to hang out and do some stuff, hang out and do things that y'all can look back on this and you can say, we're making memories now. We're making sober memories together. Okay, and just sit down and just talk with him and let him know that you're there and that you care about him and that you want to be one of his biggest supporters, you know? I'll tell you this much. As long as he doesn't pick up a drink, he's going to be okay. And you need to let him know that he can talk with you about it anytime and that he doesn't have to be embarrassed or ashamed. Um, yeah, that's what I would do. I know that a lot of the times alcoholics can be, they can have triggers when they're like eating because maybe they used to drink when they would eat or after they ate. Maybe that when they go to a big social event, maybe that's too, and makes their anxiety go up. So maybe just try hanging out at the house and watching a movie or playing a board game and just chilling out. Maybe just talking about girls and stuff. You know, whatever you men like to do, y'all do that. You know what I mean? But I would just leave the lines of communication open with him. And, you know, if he's struggling, he can always call me and I'll talk with him too. Right, Ash? I've seen that too. You know, I can go to a bar or I can go to eat and people can drink and I'm okay. But if I was at a dope cook's house, I would definitely be trying to get high. Good, Lynn. I'm glad you're feeling good. 8 months, Bobby? That is so Bobby. Y'all, Bobby has been with me for 2 years now, Bobby. Remember back whenever you were still trying to get sober? I remember you were like, I'm never going to get this. You were just in a bad way. Nicole, do you know if Cindy B would be available to sponsor me? Yeah, I can text her. I can give her your number if you want me to. Misty, call me and I'll give her your number. Okay? Thank y'all. I'm happy that's over. And yes, Bobby, I'm so proud of you. Thanks. He's doing really well in the Oxford House and he got into the same college I went to, but I'm a bit worried since it's in Richmond, Virginia, and that place is filled. You know what, Rob? All colleges are filled with booze and alcohol and drugs, okay? Um your brother, the biggest thing I can tell you that he needs to do is get involved in therapy and get involved in Alcoholics Anonymous. Have him go to a meeting, go with him. Rob, go with him to a meeting and get a sponsor. Okay? He's going to need a sponsor and he's going to need a therapist that he can talk to that he can process his feelings with. I promise you, he really wants to stay away from alcohol. He can get a sponsor, start working the steps, and be in therapy, and he'll be just fine. I promise. Or if not, anyone. Oh yeah, Misty. I know Cindy could probably do it. She's not working with anybody else, and she's been sober for a long time, 16 years. So, okay, y'all. I think I'm going to get off here. Does anybody have any other questions, comments, or concerns before I sign off? Just so you guys know, I think that Jexie is doing trivia tonight. Her channel is called According to Jexie. So let me go ahead and get the link. And if y'all want to go over there, she does trivia on Wednesday nights. And I didn't mean to go too far over because I didn't want to go into her live, but sometimes that happens. Or did she already get off? Let's see. She's live. Okay, here, I'll share it in here. Copy link. Here you go, guys. Here's Jexie's link, so that way you can go over there and do trivia if y'all want to, okay? According to Jexie, a Jexie captain. All right, you guys, I love y'all. Ugh, I'm going to go wash my face and chill out for a little bit. All my people that are in Patreon, tomorrow we will be live at noon. Patrons, noon. That's 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. California time, West Coast time. Okay, so patrons, I see y'all tomorrow. Okay, let's have a good stream. Be ready to share and all that good stuff. Okay. Yes, Tony, Irish Dragon. Just so you know, Yeah, just the Patreon cost, you guys. Everything else is free. Okay, so if you're struggling and you can't do that, it's okay. Join the Facebook group and join our Discord. All right. I have different options out there because I want you guys to all be able to do things. Okay, I have Patreon because it helps support me and my channel. Okay, but I have many other options so that way everyone can be a part of something. So we do have the Discord, we do have the Facebook group. Just like I was telling y'all, Missa runs the Facebook group. So if you need anything, you go to her. Her name is Lola Cabana on Facebook, and she will get you with me. If you want to join the Discord, that's free. If you want to join Patreon, it's as low as $2. It's whatever you want to do, whatever y'all are comfortable with. Okay. All right. Okay. I love y'all. I see y'all over there. Or I'll see my patrons in the morning, and I'll see any of you guys if you join the Discord or the Facebook. Okay.